More stem cells, more regeneration, more repair of the heart, longer survival. Less stem cells, you're in trouble. Do foods stimulate stem cells? And the answer...
Hello, welcome back. Today we will be meeting Dr. William Lee once again to hear him share about the top 3 beverages, besides water, that help stimulate stem cell growth, eliminate cancer cells, and remove diseases from your body, ultimately promoting a longer and healthier life. Make sure to watch until the end of the video to catch Dr. William Lee's 5 tips for achieving a healthier body and living a longer life. Without further ado, let's dive straight into the main content of today's video.
Number 1, stay hydrated, because dehydration actually makes everything in your body work harder. And so if you want your food to work for you, you actually want to make sure your body has enough water content to be able to keep all those metabolic processes functioning really well.
When the body is adequately hydrated, it helps maintain proper blood circulation, ensuring that nutrients and oxygen are delivered to every corner of the body, supporting cell function and the operation of various bodily systems. Water also plays a crucial role in maintaining stable blood pressure.
Number 2, I would say eat what you like, but make sure that most of what you eat falls in the category of what we call plant-based foods. Third, I would say, to the extent possible, avoid ultra-processed foods. The other thing that I would actually say that would be really helpful is to try to avoid foods with added sugars whenever you can.
Those are the foods Dr. Lee advises you to avoid to protect your health. Now let's move on to the 3 beverages that are beneficial for your well-being.
There's 2 other beverages that I think are go-tos for health, and one is tea. Could be green tea, could be oolong tea, could be black tea, and the other one is coffee. Remarkably, water, tea, and coffee are the go-tos for beverage and health. Now, what you add to them can make a big difference.
Let's dive into each beverage in detail. First up is green tea.
Green tea especially has a natural polyphenol that's called catechins, EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate, EGCG. And the catechin is actually just part of the natural substance in the tea leaf. So whether you're brewing tea with a bag, or whether it's loose leaf tea, or whether it's matcha, which is just powdered tea leaves, the fact of the matter is that into the brew, into the liquid, hot liquid, comes all these phytochemicals, including these catechins. So when you sip straight tea, the catechins go right in. They're easily absorbed by your body. And so, our blood levels of catechins go way up. So many things that catechins can do. One of the things that's important is actually it's a relaxant. It actually helps lower your stress. It lowers the catecholamines. And so other things, it helps your lipids. It actually also helps fight cancer. It's anti-inflammatory. A substance that has so many beneficial things that, at least when I drink tea, I want to get as much as I can out of my food.
EGCG, a natural compound found in green tea leaves, is a powerful antioxidant essential for preventing various serious diseases. According to biochemical pharmacology, EGCG is 100 times more potent than vitamin C and 25 times more than vitamin E, helping to neutralize harmful free radicals and protect cells. It can inhibit tumor growth, particularly in colon, stomach, breast, and liver cancers, and promotes the formation of new neurons, improving cognitive function and memory. Black tea is another recommendation from Dr. Lee.
Green tea will increase your stem cells, but guess what? So can black tea. People in Asia drink a lot of tea. People in Britain drink a lot of tea as well. Yeah. We used to say green tea is good, black tea is fermented, so it's not going to be that good for you. We're changing our minds. We have to keep our minds open. Black tea can also double the number of stem cells.
So, should milk be added to tea?
I deeply respect traditions of eating and drinking. And one of the things that, I know is a tradition in England is, or in Ireland, you actually put some milk or cream into your tea. It actually changes the flavor profile, and it's lovely. I've had plenty of teas in England before. I find it to be just such an incredibly nice. Put dairy in it. Here's what you need to know. Dairy, and I'm talking about cow dairy, right? So not nut milk. This applies to cow dairy. We'll come back to the nut milk in a second. Cow dairy, actually is fat. Milk has got fat in it, like butter, which is made out of milk. And the fat, when you put it into your tea, does change its flavor, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the fact that when milk or cream is put into tea, the fat molecules in the cow dairy form little soap bubbles. These are microscopic soap bubbles. They're called micelles. Fat likes to stick with fat. Tea is mostly water. And so when you pour milk into tea, the dairy fat sticks together and makes a little tiny soap bubble. And what does it do? Those soap bubbles trap the polyphenols from tea. It traps the catechin. So you've got some good stuff wrapped in a soap bubble of dairy. And now when you drink the tea, the catechin is trapped in the soap bubble. It doesn't get absorbed as easily in your stomach, and it just rolls down your gut, and a lot of it comes out the other end, okay? And so you're missing out on a lot of the good stuff. If you're drinking cow milk, dairy, put it in your tea, you're getting good flavor, but you're missing out on most of the polyphenols. So just be aware that that's what you're actually doing. Now, if you want to actually still cut the tea with something that is milk-like, nut milks are fine because they don't actually have the same fatty reaction that the cow dairy has. So almond milk, cashew milk, those soy milks, they're all fine.
Although adding milk to black tea is common in many cultures, research suggests that the proteins in milk can bind to the antioxidants in tea, reducing its health benefits. Catechins, powerful antioxidants found in tea, may become less effective when milk is added. Additionally, the creamy texture and flavor of dairy products can overpower the delicate flavors of green or white tea, potentially altering the overall tea experience.
I had this discovery that might be useful for your listeners who are in exactly that situation where they like the taste of milk in their tea. I discovered there is something called milk tea. It's actually from Taiwan. It's grown in the mountain, and it's just pure tea leaves that when you brew it, it tastes like it's got dairy in it.
Guinan tea, also known as milk oolong tea, is a unique tea originating from Taiwan. Unlike tea mixed with milk, its creamy, milk-like flavor comes naturally from a special processing method and the unique growing conditions in Taiwan's high-altitude regions. This tea is made from lightly oxidized oolong tea leaves cultivated in cool climates with significant temperature differences between day and night, enhancing its natural milk flavor. Milk oolong tea offers a light yet rich taste and is packed with antioxidants and polyphenols, making it both delicious and healthy.
So here are 4 different teas that we've tested. They're all common ones: Chinese jasmine, Japanese sencha, Earl Grey, and a special blend that we prepared. You can see clearly that the teas vary in their potency from less potent to more potent. But what's very cool is when we actually combine the 2 less potent teas together, the combination, the blend, is more potent than either one alone. This means there's food synergy.
If you're concerned about the caffeine in tea, there are ways to reduce its content. For example, steeping tea for a shorter time or using warm water instead of hot can lower the amount of caffeine that dissolves into the tea.
You can get decaffeinated green tea decaffeinated with water decaffeination process, not the solvent. So there are companies that actually tell you that they probably tell you that they remove the caffeine using a water process.
The second beverage is coffee.
And I'm having breakfast, and I thought I would actually share with you what I'm having because I always get asked that question, what do you actually eat? Well, here's some coffee. Coffee's got chlorogenic acid, which is actually good for your metabolism. It also activates your health defenses, anti-androgenic, anti-inflammatory. I love coffee.
A study was published in the journal Annals of Internal Medicine of 171,000 people in their 50s living in the United Kingdom, and it showed that those who drank 2 to 3.5 cups of coffee per day had a 30% lower risk of all-cause mortality. That means death from any cause. The people came from a database called the UK Biobank that has 500,000 people participating, and the study took place over 9 years. So what's in coffee that is so beneficial for health? Coffee has a natural chemical called chlorogenic acid that does a lot of things. It improves your blood flow, stimulates your own stem cells to help your organs regenerate. It improves the gut microbiome, which lowers inflammation and improves metabolism. It's an antioxidant, and chlorogenic acid also improves your immune system.
Is organic coffee better? Absolutely. Organic coffee is grown without synthetic pesticides or fertilizers, reducing exposure to harmful chemicals and benefiting both health and the environment. However, whether organic or not, coffee offers numerous health benefits due to its natural compounds like chlorogenic acid and antioxidants.
Organic coffee has more chlorogenic acid than conventionally grown beans. Chlorogenic acid, which helps to repel insects as well, an organic coffee bean has 3 times as much chlorogenic acid.
The third beverage is cacao.
Cacao or chocolate. It turns out that studies have been done where if you take chocolate with high flavonols and make a hot chocolate out of it, and you drink it just twice a day, 2 cups a day, for 30 days, you can start by measuring your stem cells, and this is from 16 subjects, and you can make the stem cell levels. This is 2 cups of hot chocolate, of high flavanol hot chocolate, just twice a day. By the way, all of these patients had cardiovascular disease. They had documented blockages in their arteries in their heart, and they could get more stem cells going. That is a small study, but really, really interesting to think about. So again, we need to pay attention to what kind of studies these are. This is a clinical trial. It's a small study, but it actually is really important because it correlates with some of the other information I showed you. A larger study, 20,000 people in Germany, showed that those who ate 7.5 grams of chocolate per day lowered the risk of heart attack or stroke by 39%. Okay, what is 7.5 grams of chocolate? It's about 3 chocolate chips. Got to be dark chocolate, not that much. And you know, it's, by the way, I want to say it's not the dairy in the chocolate, it's not the sugar in the chocolate. It is that natural chemical in cacao. And that's what we need to be able to do, is the final product that we're served up by companies isn't necessarily what's good for us. But we need to be able to discern what it is that is actually in the food that might be doing us a favor.
If you take the really dark chocolate, like 73% cacao, the really dark chocolate, and you make it into a high flavanol hot chocolate drink, and you have it twice a day. This was the clinical study. They found in people who wound up actually drinking the hot chocolate twice a day over the course of a month, they doubled the number of stem cells compared to the people who did drink hot chocolate. So the question is that important? Well, when they measured their blood flow, what they did is they put a blood pressure cuff on them, and which kind of lowers the circulation of the blood. Then they let it go. They found that the blood flow was vastly improved. So here's a functional result that actually means it makes a difference. So who's going to complain about chocolate? Who's going to complain about tea? Who's going to complain about a Mediterranean diet? I mean, you go out to eat. These are the things we love.
Dark chocolate can improve LDL cholesterol and increase HDL cholesterol levels. According to a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, polyphenols in cocoa powder and dark chocolate can reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease by lowering bad cholesterol, LDL, and enhancing the antioxidant properties of good cholesterol, HDL.
Chocolate is a confection. Like if you get a Milky Way bar or Three Musketeers, I mean, like Halloween candy, all right, that's a confection. It's got all kinds of stuff and actually not that much real cacao. But get a bar, which you can find in almost any grocery store now, that's 80% or higher chocolate, cacao. Now you're talking about essentially something that's mostly plant-based, because that's what cacao is. It gives you dietary fiber. It gives you polyphenols from the chocolate. And we've done some research that was presented at the American Society of Nutrition's annual meeting that showed that the stuff in dark chocolate can cut off the blood supply feeding cancers. It's anti-inflammatory. And we actually tested with leukemia cells, for example, and it directly is toxic to leukemia cells. It kills leukemia cells.
Another healthy beverage frequently mentioned by Dr. Lee is pomegranate juice. This was highlighted in our video on the top 5 cancer-fighting fruits, so feel free to check that video for more details. I'll include the link in the description. Finally, the one beverage Dr. Lee avoids entirely is alcohol.
What can injure stem cells? High doses of alcohol can damage and blunt your stem cells. The thing is, on balance, people who drink a lot have damaged stem cells. Diabetes is another state, a metabolic state that, it really impairs, it cripples our stem cells. High blood sugar cripples our stem cells. So the excess of anything can be harmful, including to our stem cells. What are you drinking for dinner? All right. Ironically, even though people say you drink wine or beer, alcohol makes me sleepy. It can make you sleepy, but actually, when you actually have booze in your system, you never actually get good, deep sleep. The alcohol in your brain actually doesn't allow you to go dive deep. So you kind of a little bit near the surface. You're restless. You're not getting full renewal sleep. And so that's why, it's important just to recognize that among other reasons you want to control alcohol intake, cut down or cut out, it will interfere with your sleep.
Alcohol negatively impacts sleep quality. During its metabolism in the liver, alcohol acts as a stimulant, making you more likely to wake up. This reduces the time spent in deep sleep, leaving you more prone to disruptions and potentially feeling groggy. And there you have it, the top 3 beverages to help protect and improve your overall health. If you found this video helpful, please like and share it with your family and friends. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for updates on our latest content. Thanks for watching.